Let's see homework. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
There was one exercise before this page.
This one? I thought we did it. We didn't do it?
Helicopter. No, the below one. Below this one.
Did we do it? Everyone? Guys, did we do this activity? Hello?
I think I don't remember, but I think we are in page.
Many different kinds of aspirin are on the market. Yes, yes. We did this aspirin thing.
Yeah, this one. Yes, this one didn't do it.
Okay, yeah, this one. Okay. We did it yesterday. Okay, thank you. Okay, number one, Superman made their comic debut in 1938 in Action Comics.
B has comic.
His comic or its comic, because it's like it's because it's a magazine or comic books for commercial letters of credit are often used to finance export trade, but them can't have but
eBay.
What?
They.
Oh yes, they.
Doctor,
Yes.
I have a question about the word often.
Yeah, it's often. It's pronounced as often and often.
Often or yes, because I heard that both of them are correct.
Both of them are correct if you go to a dictionary, and natives say both often and often, but not often. It's the O is not O. It's A. Often,
Yes.
often, and often. Okay.
Often.
Open O. Okay. When children experience too much frustration, it's behavior. What do you think?
Their behavior.
Their behavior. Thank you very much. March 30, 1981, President Reagan was shot as he was leaving.
He was leaving?
Yeah, he was leaving. Okay. Although the destruction that it causes is often terrible, cyclones benefit a much wider belt than they devastate.
They cause?
It caused?
Yes, they cause.
They cause?
The subject is plural. Okay? And it has to refer to plural. President Andrew Jackson had an official cabinet, but him preferred, but
he
preferred, thank you. After Today's book Life with Mother was rewritten as a play, they ran for 6 years on Broadway.
It ran.
The book, yeah, it ran, or the play ran for 6 years. Okay, almost half of the pilgrims did not survive theirs first. There was no indication from the Senate that he would agree with the decision made in the House. Senate is not a Senate. The Senate.
It would.
They would. The Senate, this is plural because the members of the Senate, and the one member is called a senator. Okay. So a baby learns the meaning of words as they are spoken by others, and later uses him.
Uses them.
Them or it?
Uses them.
Words.
Them?
Okay. Number one, worst phase of depression. More than 13 million Americans had no jobs.
During the,
thank you very much. When reading a book, you must keep your point of view separate from the point of view you are studying.
The material that.
See.
That's yours. Speech consists not merely of sounds, but that follow various structural patterns.
I have doubt about between A and D.
Speech consists not merely of sounds, but follow various blah blah blah. But of organized
Number A.
patterns that follow various structural patterns.
This is not clear for me, Doctor.
Consists of كذا. But after we need what it needs to be a parallel structure of
yes.
كذا. But and then we have that follow various blah blah blah. This is a relative clause, connector, subject, verb. So don't worry about it. Okay, number 4. The latest medical report indicated that the patient's temperature was near normal and their lungs were partially cleared.
C should be his or her.
His or her.
Yes, his or her. It's one patient, so his or her. And I like that you are paying attention to not being sexist. Don't be sexist. Don't say only his or only her. You have to be consistent in terms of sexism in writing. Most oxygen atoms have 8 neutrons, but a small amount has 9 or 10.
This C, small
Amounts.
number.
Small number has.
Or amounts?
No, we cannot say amounts because a small. We cannot. Okay. When Paine expressed his belief in independence, he praised by the public.
He was praised.
Thank you very much. He was praised by the public. Thank you very much. A vast quantity of radioactive material is made when does a hydrogen bomb explode? When?
No need inversion here. This hydrogen bomb.
No need for inversion. When a hydrogen bomb explodes. Okay. Genes have several alternative forms. Several forms. A star that has used up its energy and has lost its heat became a black dwarf.
Becomes.
Thank you very much. Becomes a black dwarf. Hence consistency. Each line. Thank you very much. We talked yesterday about any questions here? Any problems before we move on? Any problem before we move on? Okay. We talked about adjectives and adverbs yesterday. Does somebody have a question about adjectives and adverbs that we did yesterday? Because we will just keep on talking about adjectives and adverbs now. Any questions so far? So far, so good about adjectives and adverbs. Okay. We said adjectives modify what? Modify nouns. Correct. And we said adverbs modify
adjectives,
modify
adverbs, and verbs.
Yes, adverbs modify verbs and adjectives and adverbs.
Yes.
This is what we said yesterday. We said basically the rule of thumb is we add the regular cases that in order to make an adverb, we add ly to the adjective. However, some adverbs do not have ly and they are identical. They are the same as adjectives like fast, like early, like late, like hard, remember? And we talked about also linking verbs. We said after linking verbs, we use what? Adjective or adverb?
Adverb?
Adjective.
Adjective. And for example, feel, we say I feel. Can you say I feel
tired?
I feel tired. Can you say I feel dizziness or I feel dizzy?
Dizzy.
Why? Because after feel, I need what? I need an adjective. And one very common mistake I always see after feel is some people use nouns. Like I feel a headache. Can you say I feel a headache?
No, I have.
No.
I have a headache.
I have a headache. Why? You cannot use a noun after feel because feel is a linking verb, and after linking verbs, we need what? We need an adjective. Why? Because the only function of feel, remember, like we said yesterday, I feel مثلا sick. The only function is feel is to link the subject with the complement. This is the only function. Okay, there is no effect whatsoever between the subject and the object. They are both the same. They are both identical. Correct? This is what we said yesterday. We have a problem so far? Everything's so far so good?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear.
Okay, today we talk about the position of adjectives and adverbs. Okay, the position of adjectives, very easy. We all know adjectives come before noun. And we said before, English is what? Is a word order language. Word order is very important. Very, very important in English. Adjectives always come before nouns, okay? Or after linking verbs, and that's it. Simply say, she is pretty. Here, pretty comes after what? The linking verb. Or she is a pretty girl. Problem? Here, pretty comes before the noun. So adjectives, no problem. Adjectives always come were before nouns. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, how about adverbs? Well, adverbs have so many different forms. Adverbs have different forms. We have adverbs of state, okay, or that show state how a verb is like. For example, you say, she ran quickly. He drives fast. Now, the adverb here comes were after the verb. Okay, and this is how most of adverbs are like. They come after the verb. Okay? Not all of them, most of them. Clear so far? If the verb has past participle, the adverb always comes before the past participle. Before the past participle. She has quickly reacted. He has always been busy. So always, quickly, they come before what? The past participle. If you have a past participle, what is the adverb? Before the past participle. Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Before the past participle. Some adverbs are called adverbs of frequency. We all know adverbs of frequency. Always, usually, sometimes, I don't know, often, never, seldom, rarely, scarcely. All these adverbs, they come before the verb. They come where? Before the verb. She always comes late. He usually drives fast. So where do they come? Before the verb. Except if the verb is what? Can somebody say this? There is an exception for this rule. Except they come before the verb, except if the verb is
To be?
Thank you very much. Like when you say, I am always, for example, punctual. Here, the verb be, with the verb be, the adverb frequency comes after be, not before be. You don't say, I always am. Okay? You don't say, I always am. She is usually late. Not, she usually is late. So the rule of adverbs of frequency is that they come before the verb, unless the verb is be, with be, the adverb of frequency comes after the verb. I think this is pretty easy. We all know this, but generally speaking, if we're talking about adverbs of state, generally speaking, adverbs come after the verb. She has after the verb, like she ran quickly, he drives fast, we work hard. Adverbs come after the verb. Any questions so far? Any question?
No.
Okay.
No.
And we said if the verb is past participle, if we have past participle in the sentence, the adverbs comes before the past participle. I want you to pay attention to this. Like she has quickly, he has always been busy. Okay. We have smartly answered the question. We have smartly answered, not we have answered smartly. Okay. We have smartly answered, not we have answered smartly. Clear? Because answered is what is past participle. The information important should be adjectives, should be before the noun, the important information. He has taken recently, look at this sentence, he has taken recently. Recently is an adverb and we have here a past participle, so it should come before the past participle. He has recently taken.
I have a question regarding we have smartly the example. Can you just show it in the screen? Yeah, we have smartly answered. So it's not allowed to say we have answered smartly. It's not allowed.
Well, it is allowed, but it's weak language.
Okay.
Okay. You know, the language you would like to. Okay. Recently, he has taken an exam. This is also correct. He has recently taken an exam. He has taken a course recently. Here, recently, for all this sentence, so it's okay if it comes at the end. And as I said, it's better if you use it before the past participle. Okay. Any questions? Okay, look at questions 1 to 10. 1 minute.
I just can't see the examples.
What is it that you can see?
Yes, here. Yes, now I can see.
Okay. Okay, let's do it together. The political candidates expressed their opposing views.
Correct.
Correct. The lawyer has selected carefully a new case.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Has carefully.
Carefully.
Very good. Frequently, the coffee has tasted bitter.
Correct.
Correct.
Well, I cannot say it's
As per
incorrect.
the example, it's correct.
Okay, we cannot say it's incorrect, but what's a better way to say it?
The coffee has frequently tasted bitter.
Yes. This is a much better English. The wedding reception was held. Why are we taking this course? Because we want to write more complicated structures. We would like to write, better structures, stronger structures that would allow us to get 7 in the IELTS, not only 6 or 5. Okay.
Frequently should come after has, correct?
As frequently tasted. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. After has. Before the past participle. Before the past participle. Just before the past participle. Okay. The wedding reception was held at a restaurant expensive.
Incorrect.
At
expensive restaurant.
At
An expensive restaurant.
An expensive restaurant. Thank you. We have to change the article here. At an expensive restaurant. The sales clerk has often traveled to New York.
Correct.
Correct. Following the failure of the first set of plans, the manager has altered subsequently them.
Incorrect.
How can you make it correct?
As subsequently
Subsequently
altered.
alerted.
Yes, yeah, it's okay. It's pronounced as subsequently. Subsequently.
Subsequently.
Subsequently.
Yeah, subsequently. Do not put the stress subsequent. The stress is not there. Subsequently. The stress is here. Subsequently.
Subsequent.
Subsequently.
Yes, this is it. Okay. And this verb is pronounced alter, not alter. Alter. Open O. Alter.
Order.
مش alter. مش O. Open O. Alter. Open O. Alter.
Alter.
Okay. The students had to study many hours daily during the program intensive. During the
Intensive program.
intensive program. The naval officer was asked to transfer to a foreign country.
Doctor, here daily adverb. I think I don't know where is the adverb here. Had to study many hours daily.
Yes, had to study daily for many hours, or had to study for many hours daily, had to study many hours daily. They are all correct, because here daily is what is like an adverb of what, of state, and it comes after the verb. The verb here is had to study, so it comes after the verb. So it's correct. Okay.
Okay.
Questions? More questions here?
Yes,
Okay.
number 2. The lawyer has no number 2. The
political candidates, okay, expressed.
Yes, where the adverb, where is the adjective? I don't know what's wrong with this.
There is no adverb here. Can you see any adverb? There are
No.
two adjectives. Political candidates, okay. Political is an adjective and candidate is a noun. They're opposing views. Opposing is an adjective and views is a noun.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I want you to do questions 1 to 10. Take also 1 minute. Okay, they were unable to see where their friends were sitting in the theater because of the lights dim. Because of the
Incorrect.
Because of the dim lights.
dim lights. Thank you very much. After the comprehensive exam, she looked exhaustedly by the experience.
She looked exhausted.
Exhausted by the experience.
Exhausted, yes, exhausted. After look here is a
Linking verb.
linking verb, and after linking verbs we need an adjective. So and this is not exhausted. There is no. It's not pronounced like this. Exhausted. Exhaust.
Exhausted.
The project was remarkable. Close. Was
Closely.
Incorrect. I think remarkably close to being finished.
Who is it? From Sabir?
Yes.
Allah knows. Yes. Close is the adjective, and before the adjective we need what? We need an adverb. An adverb to describe this adjective. Remarkably close. It's like very close to being finished. So here, remarkably close. Mark always does his homework carefully.
Carefully.
Carefully. Thank you very much. Carefully. Thank you. The program proved far more interesting than I had imagined it would be.
Incorrect. More interesting for
Okay, let's see. Prove is what? Is prove a linking verb or not?
Proof verb.
It's a linking verb. So after linking verbs, we need what? We need an adjective. Far more interesting. It's like very interesting, more interesting than I had imagined it would be. So it's correct. What's incorrect? The student had attended regularly all the lectures.
Incorrect. Had regularly attended.
Thank you very much. The patient became healthy after the operation.
Correct.
Yes, it's correct.
The grandparents speak proudly about all their offspring.
Correct.
Correct. How do they speak? They speak proudly. How?
Proudly. Adverb.
Proudly.
After the verb.
Correct. The manager seemed certainly that the project would be finished under the budget.
Correct.
Certainly seemed. It's not correct. Certainly seemed.
Certainly seemed. Yeah, يعني certainly seemed.
No. Seemed is linking verb, so need the adjective.
Adjective. Seemed what?
Seemed
Certain.
certain.
Certain. Yes. Certain that the project will be. I can't hear you. The voice is breaking up. Okay, certainly is an adverb, and after certainly is an adjective. I can't hear the voice. Your voice is breaking up. Okay, the firefighters worked feverishly, and they put out immediately the fire.
Correct.
Correct. It would have been better if they put out the fire immediately. It would be better. After the whole verb phrase. Okay, let's take this as homework.
Can I ask about eighth sentence?
Yes, the who is it?
The last word, isn't it offsprings, or we can say offspring?
Yeah, it can be offspring. It can be offspring. It can be offsprings. Yeah, both are correct. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, so homework. This is homework. Okay, TOEFL exercise 46 to 48, and we have also this homework. I love these comprehensive exercises. If somebody is sending something. Somebody is asking about my plan. Actually, my plan is to finish this course in 3-4 days. So I'm sorry if you're late. It's her first time, so you can just watch the videos that I post every day on the page. If you follow the page, there are videos that would start from skill 1. Now we're finished skill 48, so maybe you would like to get back to the videos to catch up what you missed. Okay. Okay, more problems with adjectives. We said before some adjectives. What is my page? Oh, I don't know how to post it here. Okay, I will try to show you. It's called ESL Science. Okay, it's called ESL. I might put the link by the end. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we said yesterday, we said some adjectives and adverbs are typically the same. Okay. For example, early, we said this early. It's the adjective and what? And the adverb. Okay. Late. Late. Okay. I understand that there is another word that is called lately. Lately has a different meaning from late, like hard and hard, adjective and adverb. I understand also that there is a word hardly, but hardly has a completely different meaning from hard and hard. Okay, we said this yesterday. And it's very confusing for some learners to see that some adjectives end in ly because they are programmed, their minds are programmed this way. When they see a word ending in ly, then it's typically an adverb. But not so many people recognize that some adjectives end in ly. Like, for example, the word weekly. Weekly is an adjective and an adverb, both an adjective and an adverb. And it can be used as an adjective, like a weekly report. Okay. Yes. Okay, the book is called it's the TOEFL Longman 2001. I also said this in the first lecture. If you get back to the video of the first lecture, you will find the name of the book, and I shared the book on my drive, on my Google Drive, on the page also. So I will get back to you, Fatma, by the end, and to newcomers, I will get back to you by the end. Okay. So if you look at the word costly, for example, costly is an adjective. When you say, for example, this is a costly jacket, this is a costly, costly, like expensive, costly something, it means expensive. And this adjective ends in ly. Early ends in ly. Friendly, we all know friendly, adjective. Kindly, okay, he's a kindly person. Okay, likely, lively, lonely, manly, like to behave like a man. Daily, hourly, monthly, nightly, quarterly. Quarterly means every 3 months. Okay. Weekly, yearly, lovely, northly, easterly, southerly, westerly. All these adjectives end in ly. Problem? Problem?
No. No.
Okay. Can you do the questions 1 to 10? Okay, let's do it together. Do you want to go to the early movie or the lately movie?
Incorrect.
Correct. Incorrect. Fine.
What do you think?
We said
It's
lately
incorrect
and
because
we
lately
said
this is not an adjective.
Yes, lately is not late movie. Look at lately here. Okay. Lately is not an adjective. Thank you very much. She offered me some friendly advice about how to deal with the terribly problem.
Incorrect.
Can I make it correct?
Terrible problem.
Thank you very much. Terrible problem. The quarterly reports need to be turned in at the next weekly meeting.
Correct.
Correct. Quarterly is an adjective and weekly is an
adjective.
He did not have a manly reaction to the negatively comments.
incorrect.
Okay,
Negative comment.
Negative.
Comment.
Thank you very much. Negative comments. Manly is an adjective, but negative comments. The likely outcome of the purchase of the costly car is that he will not be able to pay his monthly bills.
Correct.
Correct. Likely is an adjective. Likely outcome, it means the most probable outcome, the most potential outcome, expected outcome of the purchase of the costly car, expensive car. He will not be able to pay his monthly bills. Correct. The days she spent at the beach house were lonely and solitarily.
Correct.
Incorrect.
How can I make it correct?
Actually, after where this after verb.
After where we make an adjective, correct? We need an adjective. Lonely is an adjective. Solitarily, is it an adjective? No.
No, not an adjective.
The adjective is solitary. Okay.
Without the L at the end. Okay, ly, not the ly.
Yes.
Y.
Yes. Thank you very much. She takes her daily medication on a regularly schedule. باشمهندس مصطفى مركز ما شاء الله. Her daily medication on a regularly schedule.
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. The kindly neighbor paid hourly visits to her unhealthy friends.
Correct.
نركز تاني.
Incorrect because
Kindly neighbor is correct.
unhealthy.
Hourly visit.
Unhealthy,
Probably not.
Yes, unhealthy. We need
unhealthy
an
friend. Yes.
unhealthy friends or friend. Okay.
There's an ILY.
Okay. Any problem?
No.
Questions? Any questions? Okay. Use predicate adjectives correctly. What are predicate adjectives? Predicate adjectives are adjectives that cannot be followed by nouns. The rule of thumb is adjectives can followed by when in grammar, if you see something between brackets, it means it's optional. Okay, adjectives can be followed by nouns. For example, if you say she was smart, this sentence is correct. If you say she was a smart girl, now this sentence is also correct. So smart as an adjective can be followed by a noun, girl, or not. Okay? Problem?
No.
Problem? So again, it can be followed by a noun or not. But there are something called predicate adjectives. With predicate adjectives cannot be followed by nouns. It can't be followed by nouns. Like, for example, when you say, I am alone. Okay. The game is, or say the animal is alive. Can you say I am alone? For example, it's one word, mind you, alone, one word, huh? Can you say, for example, I am alone, for example, person? No. Alone cannot be followed by another noun. The animal is alive. Can you say the animal is alive? I don't know. The rat is a live animal? No. Why? Because alive is a predicate adjective. It cannot be followed by a noun. Clear? Clear?
Okay.
So predicate adjectives cannot be followed by nouns like alike. For example, when you say, my brother and I are alike. My brother and I are means we are the same. We look like each other. Okay? Alive, alone, afraid, asleep. All these adjectives cannot be followed by nouns. Of similar meaning, like similar adjectives, like or similar, live or living, lone, and lonely, by the way. Lonely is another adjective with an ly. Frightened, not afraid, and sleeping, not asleep. Here, now these adjectives can be followed by nouns, no problem. Any problem? So far, so good? Okay, repeat questions 1 to 10. Give me 1 minute. Okay, are you going to be alone in the house tonight?
Incorrect.
Mhm.
Incorrect.
I'm going to
Alone.
Lonely. Be alone. Alone.
Alone.
Either you say alone or lonely. Both are correct.
Yes.
The afraid child cried. The
frightened
Frightened.
child.
frightened. Thank you very much. Frightened child. Everyone else was asleep by the time I arrived home.
Was sleeping.
Was sleeping is correct. Was asleep is also correct
It's
because
correct. Yes.
it's not followed by any noun, so it's correct. Would like to say was sleeping, also correct. No problem. We completed our 2 projects in a like manner.
Incorrect.
Is correct.
How can we make it correct?
In like manner.
In a likely manner. Don't forget All of the crash victims were alive when they were found.
Correct.
Correct. She tried to walk quietly by the asleep dogs.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
How can I make it correct?
By sleeping dog.
Sleeping.
Sleepy.
Sleeping dogs. Yes. Dog, not dog. Dog.
Dog.
Were you feeling afraid when you heard the noise?
Correct.
Were you feeling afraid? Correct. According to the report, the president was shot by a lone gunman.
Lonely
Incorrect.
gunman.
Yes, lonely gunman. Thank you very much. By a lonely gunman. Thank you very much. Okay. I think this is going to be the last thing we do today. Use ed and ing adjectives correctly. This is very confusing to so many people. What is the difference between ed adjectives and ing adjectives? Well, if you look, for example, to the verb disgust. Okay. We can have 2 adjectives out of the verb disgust, disgusting, and disgusted. Okay. Now, if the adjective does the action, then it's ing. If the adjectives or the person receives the action, then it's ed. So what is the difference between disgusting and disgusted? Well, for example, when I say eating rats is disgusting. Why? Because it does disgust. It brings about disgust. Okay, it's the active form of disgust. Okay, but I was disgusted by, for example, the video. You saw a video and this video made you disgusted. Why? Because you received disgust. Disgust happened to you. You did not do it. So ed adjective, when the adjective ends in ed, it means you receive, or the person receives this adjective. It happens to him. He does not do it. But when it ends in ing, it means he does it. Eating rats is what it does disgusting things to people. Okay? Look at another verb, for example, boring and bored. Something is boring, it means it does boredom. It makes people bored. And if someone is bored, it means he received boredom. Okay? Boredom has happened to him or to her. For example, the movie is boring. Why ing? Because it does boredom. It brings about boredom. It causes boredom. But for example, when I say, my friend is bored, boredom happened to my friend. My friend like received boredom. Is it clear? So ing adjectives do the action. Ed adjectives receive the action. Is it clear? Raise your
Same
hand.
like the active and passive.
More or less, very similar, yes. Do you have any questions? Does somebody have a question? Is it clear for everyone? Clear for everyone?
Yes, clear.
Okay, look at the book. ing active. ed passive, like does the, but I don't really agree on, you know, active and passive categorization, but it does it serves the objective. More or less, you understand the difference between them both. Okay, look at questions 1 to 10 and try to answer questions.
Am I the only one who can see the question? Yes, I can see it now.
Okay, they thought that it had been a very satisfied dinner.
Incorrect. Satisfying dinner.
I'm gonna make it correct.
Satisfying dinner?
Satisfying.
dinner.
Why? Because dinner does satisfaction. Okay, you people are satisfied with the dinner. Okay, people are satisfied because they received satisfaction. Okay, the empty bottles are to the left, and the filling bottles are to the right.
The fill.
Because people fill bottles. Bottles do not fill themselves. For lunch at the restaurant, she ordered a mixed salad.
It's correct.
Correct.
Because the chef mixes the salad. So the salad is mixed. It receives the action. For students, the students thought that it was an interesting assignment.
Correct.
Correct. The assignment is interesting. But you are interested. I am interested in blah, blah, blah. The shoppers were impressed by the reducing prices.
Reduced.
Reduced because shop owners, for example, reduced prices. Prices did not reduce themselves. Okay, prices were reduced. He can't afford to take long vacations to exotic places because he is a worked man. He's a worked man. Does somebody work him?
A working man.
Yeah.
Working.
Okay. Type. I recently received several annoying phone calls from the insurance agent.
Correct.
Correct. Annoying phone calls. Phone calls make me annoyed. I get annoyed by phone calls. I was annoyed by. I was annoyed by blah blah blah. Phone calls are annoying. Why? Because they do the action. Phone calls do the actions, but I receive the action. Here. Today, the bookkeeper will work on the unpaying bills.
Unpaid.
Yeah, unpaid bills. So far, so good. Any problem? Any question?
No.
That's it for today. Well, we only have 9 skills left. We finished 51 skills and we only have 9 skills left. Before we leave, I would like to give you a little assignment. Let's do this together, and this will be the last thing we do. Here, kindly words of thanks.
How can I get this material, please?
I will talk about it after I finish today's class. I will show you everything on the page. Her kindly words
Okay,
of
thank you.
made me feel appreciating. Kindly words, adjective, correct. Made me feel appreciating, correct. Okay, take 1 minute to answer these questions. Okay. After the earthquake, assistance was sent to the damaging areas. To the
Damaged.
damaged. Your view has some validity. However, we do not have alike opinions. We do not have
Likely.
likely opinions. Similar opinions would be even better. Similar opinions. Okay. It is likely that the early seminar will not be the most interested.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I prefer a live theater show to a movie.
Yeah.
Correct, because
Correct.
alive is not one word. Alive is two words. A space live. So it's okay to be followed by a noun phrase. This is not a predicate adjective. This is a normal adjective, an adjective, okay? A space live. If it had been one word, then it would be incorrect. It would have been incorrect. The thesis of your essay was not very well developed.
Correct.
The asleep children, the
Sleeping or sleepy.
sleeping or sleepy maybe. During the nightly news show, Amira, turn off your camera. During the nightly news show, there was a lively and fascinating debate.
The night news.
Yes. Okay. His car was struck by an uninsured motorist.
Correct.
Correct. The girl was all alone and feeling lonely in the darkened, frightened house.
Frightening.
Frightening.
Yeah, frightening.
Frightening, yes, frightening. Yes, because the house does frightening. Okay, frightening
Number
house.
one again.
Sorry?
Number one.
Number one. Your kindly words, kindly is an adjective, kindly words, okay? So it's correct. Made me feel appreciating. I appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, it depends on the meaning. If you mean like I am being appreciated, I'm being thanked, then it would be correct.
Yes.
But sometimes it made me feel appreciating because I appreciate what you do.
I'm doing the action. I'm appreciating someone.
I am appreciating blah blah. I feel appreciating for your efforts. Okay.
Okay.
So it depends on the meaning. Okay, so you have this also homework. I'm sorry, we have lots of homework today. This also homework and this also homework. I'm sorry, we have lots of homework, but this is how it ends.
Yeah.
What about to? Okay, so I will stop recording here and I will just follow up with you. People asking about the page and the material and so on. So thank you.